All right, Taylor, look, it's so great to chat to you. We first met a couple of weeks ago at the Gulf when you were opening for Dean Ray. How did that tour go for you?
Absolutely, yeah. It was really good. We done, so we were in Melbourne the week before, and there were some really good shows, and the following week we were obviously in Adelaide. It was my very first time in South Australia.
Did we make a good impression?
Absolutely. The crowd there were very nice and very accommodating. So, all three of us, me, Carice and Dean, we all had a ball. So, yeah, it was great.
I was so glad to hear. Look, I can imagine it would have been a lot of fun touring with Dean and Carice. Are there any funny memories, with them that kind of stick with you? You won't be forgetting them anytime soon?
Funny? Well, nothing rings a bell. Dean's always a character, so I guess there's probably not one thing that I can pin it down to because he's kind of just a funny guy in general. So I'd have to say kind of the whole thing's never boring. So we'll just leave it at that.
All right, that sounds good. Look, what age did you start getting into performing?
I've kind of been playing I've been singing for forever, really. I guess when I realised that I could actually hold a tune was probably about 12. And I come from a pretty small town, so not many people kind of do music from where I come from, so it was a bit of a big deal. Like I started doing like national anthems at our local races and stuff like that, and then from there it kind of just grew, and I started playing guitar, and at about 16, and that's when I think everything kind of gelled, and I thought to myself that this is probably something that I want to pursue.
Yeah, so I just read that at 16 you were playing at the Rod Laver Arena.
Yeah, well,
that's crazy.
Yeah, well, it was actually for a state school spectacular. There was this big concert. It was just in the paper. Someone gave it to me and said, "Oh, you should try out for this." And it's not something that I would normally do because I was a fairly shy kid. But I went for it and I went along, and it turned out to be much bigger than what I thought it was. It was like I think there was like 2,000 dancers, and there was like 500 in the choir, and it was like an 80-piece orchestra, and there was 20 solo singers from the state, and I was lucky enough to be one of them.
Wow, you must be pretty glad you went for that then.
I'm glad now because that was kind of the push that I needed to actually take it a little bit more seriously, because I guess there's a little bit of a difference than just being able to do it, and then you kind of need something to shake you up and go, well, I think this is something that I shouldn't ignore and I should take fairly seriously. Yeah,
so like once you realise that you should be taking it seriously, what steps do you have to take to, get to where you are?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have, my family isn't very musical, and I didn't really have any, I guess, guidance at that point. I finished year 12 and I had no idea what I wanted to do, so I went and studied at Vic Uni, and I studied music. Because to be quite honest, I didn't really want to work, and I'm not really good at anything else. So that was kind of it. So I went and studied, and I studied for 2 years, and I can remember everyone in the class saying, after this, we're all qualified to be teachers, and I was like, I don't want to be a teacher.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. I just, there were so many times where I heard people say, there's no money in music, or there's no future in music, and I guess, being the stubborn person I am, I kind of wanted to prove that theory wrong. And then I started going to, bars in Melbourne where I knew there was live music, and just tried to meet people that either inspired me or people that were just in the game, and I just wanted to pick their brains and see what they did. And after a while, there's a pretty small circle in Melbourne, and once you kind of get accepted into that, you can then start doing cool tours with guys like Carice and Dean.
The one thing you said the other night, it really stuck with me. I want to talk to you about it. You said that at some stages you find it quite difficult, or you found it difficult maybe, because all of your friends were getting married, working their way up in their jobs. Look, I'm so happy you did stick with the guitar and singing, but kind of why did you when, it could have been easier to be a teacher? Yeah,
that's one thing that plays in my mind all the time, and it has from even when I was young, 13, 14, 15, I knew that I wouldn't just have the standard, 9 to 5 job, and But then once you take that, there's a few things that you need to kind of part with, and that's, routine and structure and things like that, kind of give you direction. Why did I? I'm not sure. It would probably be, I'm not sure if it would be easier to do that, because I look at what my friends are doing, and, they're renovating their houses, and, they're thinking about having kids and things like that. And by no means does that look easy, Yeah, but I just think that, if I've had an opportunity, I've been given something to pursue, maybe I should just pursue it, because I don't want to kick myself in 20 years and go, what if? I think that's the main driving forces. I don't want to say what if.
Yeah, so look, every song of yours, it seems to have this incredible story behind it. Do you ever run out of things to write about, or you just live in this crazy life where like stuff keeps happening and you're like, need to write more songs and more songs?
No, I don't really find things to not write about, because it's everything. Like I've always been a little bit like a really perceptive person, like I've always been able to, in a room, if something's missing or if something's changed, I'll be able to pick it up like that. Like I've always been aware of my surroundings, and I think that with songwriting, it's exactly the same. Some people might, might not necessarily think in the moment or think that it's, something special. But when I'm in that moment, I go, I need to remember this. I need to remember all these things I'm feeling, so I can, put it down to a song. And I don't find songwriting a chore or anything like that. It's just kind of whenever I pick up a guitar, I just feel like writing, and it doesn't need to even be good. Like I write heaps of terrible songs.
Yeah, it makes me feel better about myself.
I like, the ratio is unbelievable. There's some that I just go, that was woeful, but the way that I see it is I've got to get the bad ones out of the way to get to the good ones.
So do you find when you sit down on the guitar, you have to be like happy to write like a happy song, or like, heartbroken to be like, she was terrible, I hate her? Like, does your mood have to match like the song? Yeah,
it does, because I play guitar and I sing all the time, and I'm a fairly positive person, so, and I think that when I listen to music and it's really positive, because I think, like, as a listener, I like listening because music is it's supposed to take you away, from the monotony of life. That's why I like writing happy songs, because, there's other things that can be sad and all that sort of stuff, but in my view, music should be kind of an outlet to happiness. But as far as, I'm just trying to see how I can word this. You need to be in that frame of mind, because if you're not, you won't be able to flesh out the whole 3.5 minute song. You can have, it's all right to feel sad, but, how are you going to flesh that out in 3.5 minutes? You need to kind of really, there has to be something there that is driving you to write a whole story about it,
Yeah. And then I guess when you record it will come off as real, and like people listening to it will be able to like say, he was really happy when he wrote that. Like, he's actually happy.
Yeah. That's right. And, I think that if you can just stay in that moment, and there's a beginning and a middle and an end to the song, it takes you on a journey. And if you're in that moment where whether you've been happy for a couple of weeks and about this one thing, and then you're like, cool, I've lived this for like 6 weeks, I can now write a whole song about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Let me know.
No, you're not at all. I'm just in awe of like this, this insight I'm getting. Because I write songs, and like I'm glad that you say, you get some shit ones, because like, half of, like, actually 90%, I'm like, oh my God, nobody could ever hear this. But that's good.
Absolutely. And I think the ones that are the worst for me are the ones that are really self-indulgent. That's my opinion of my own songs. I don't, because I try and write from a pretty personal place, but to a place where that it can, it's kind of conversational.
Yeah.
So if you're talking to your best friend, they go, I know exactly what you're talking about. Not like you're sitting there with your best friend and they're going, oh, come on, seriously, can we stop talking about this? I'm getting over this.
Hey, look, last year you released your album, So Many Reasons. Waffle on about that. Go to town. Tell me all about it.
Well, that was a funny experience because I had these songs written, and I'm an independent artist, so there's kind of no one, there's no one pushing me to write or there's no one pushing me to record, and so it was kind of just something that I thought I had a bunch of songs that I liked, and I wanted to do them justice. So I approached a producer from Melbourne, and his name's Adam Sarace, and he produced some people that some albums that I really liked. And I just said to him, look, do you know anyone that could produce them? And we sat down, I played them acoustically, and he said that he'd like to do them.
Oh, that makes it easy.
It did make it easy. It was kind of my ulterior motive, though, I must admit. But we said in that day that if we're to do it, we leave no stone unturned. So, these songs went through, six or seven versions each. We sped them up, we fast them down, we changed instrumentation. His thing going into it was that we try everything, and my motive was to get all real instruments. That was my, to keep it real. The songs are real, I want the instrumentation to be real.
When I saw you, you were completely solo, and you didn't have, the backup bands. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer, having that band back you up and, the banter and chemistry you can have with the other musicians? What's your ideal?
That's a great question.
Thank you. That's my job.
You've got good questions. You know what you're talking about. Do I like it? With that scenario, where we were at the Gov, I love being solo because I love being able to tell stories. But I think playing solo is so you're so what's the word? You bear everything. You bear your insecurities.
Yes.
You can't hide behind anything. I know I've got a guitar, but that's kind of a part of me. And if you're not comfortable with yourself, when you're solo, there's no way that you can mask that.
You've just got a couple hundred people staring at you.
Exactly right. And if you're not comfortable, then, or if you're not, if you think your songs aren't, or whatever, I probably don't have confidence in myself. I've got confidence in my songs. So that's why I think I can do solo, and I really love playing those songs. That's, and when you do them solo, it's kind of like you're singing and you're living every word because there's nothing else distracting you. So
you prefer the solo than the band? Is that the...
Well, then on the band you can kind of get your inner rock star, and look, from what I'm doing right now, I'm probably the solo. Short answer, the solo stuff.
Okay, that's a good answer. That means they got the best performance at the Gov.
Yes.
So look, just go back to your album. Apart from, you're being a really cool guy, you're making some good songs. Why should everyone go out and buy it?
Why should everyone go out and buy it? Why should everyone go out and buy it? That is a very good question. I just think that...
Because I need the money.
Yeah, basically. No, the only reason I want... My main incentive to write music this time, because I wrote it, my first EP was very much, me. I produced it, I did this and I did that, and it was very me, and I kind of, it didn't do that well, and I questioned it, and I was like, why isn't this doing as well as it should be? And then I thought, well, I need to write songs for people. I need to write songs that people can relate to, that obviously I've put my fingerprint on, and people will like, and I just need to be myself and write about human stuff, not about rubbish and things that are made up, things that are real. So if people want to listen to real stuff that, that could potentially have some sort of emotional connection, then download it, and if not, that's totally cool, because there's a lot of great music out there.
You definitely did that, because at the Gov the other night, every song you sing, I was like, oh my God, I get that. He knows exactly how I'm feeling.
That's amazing. That's it. That's it. That's for me, that's all that matters. That's all I need. I don't need the recognition of anything else. But if someone says to me that they get that song, then I've done my job.
Taylor, where would you love to end up in the music industry? Or do you want to be mega famous, paparazzi, or are you happy where you are?
You know what? It's actually, I don't know if this is a weird thing to say, but I'm finding that right now, exactly where I am, I'm supposed to be doing exactly what I'm doing, which is,
that's perfect.
I don't hear people say that enough, and especially when I was in I'm 25 now, but when I was 20, 21, I was always looking for the next thing. What am I going to be doing next? What am I going to be doing next? I'm loving what I'm doing now. I've got ambitions to do bigger stuff and all this sort of stuff. But to be quite honest, it's going to take me where it's going to take me, and I just want to write good music. I want to meet good people along the way, and I'll end up where I'm going to end up. So I don't need paparazzi or anything like that. But if I have people in a room that dig my songs, that's how I class as success.
That is so amazing, and especially hearing that from a musician who I think, I don't know, a lot of people, not just in the music industry, I guess, but just take some stuff for granted. They'll be doing something amazing, but then they'll be like, what can I do next? And you just actually never, I don't know, what's the saying? Stop and smell the roses? Or is it stop and smell the roses?
Stop and smell. Well, you got to smell something. You got to smell something now. And whatever it is, just take what you're doing in now. I'm loving what I'm doing now. Whatever's going to happen in 5 years is going to happen in 5 years.
Mm. In 5 years' time, you want to look back still and be like, wow, that was amazing too with Dean and Carice. Yeah.
That's it, or doing whatever, I find, I don't know, people often ask me, when do you think you'll be successful, or what do you class as success? And I just go, well, I get to do what I love. That's a success. I think I'm as successful as anyone with, heaps of houses and heaps of money. I get to wake up and do what I love. What's better than that?
That's amazing. I'm going to go write a song about what you just said. It was so amazing.
Well, I'm glad you're inspired. But really, if you get to wake up and love what you do,
you're the most successful person.
That's success. Money, money or fame or fortune, put that all aside.
You're my most favorite. I've never got this answer before. You're my favourite person. I'm so happy you said it.
No, I'm serious. Absolutely. I am successful because I get to do what I love to do. So in my little world anyway.
So you're doing great, and you are an extremely real musician, and your songs, don't worry, they touch everybody in the room. Everybody can relate to them, so you've achieved that. So you should be happy.
Oh. No, that's very, very nice to hear. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for chatting, Taylor. It's been amazing. Come back to Adelaide. We want you back.
I will definitely be in South Australia soon. We'll book some dates.
I'll see you around soon then.
Bye. Thank you.